Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, I'm going to be covering another spectacular synergy, this time looking at Wildfire, the transforming aspect, and base Serpent. Now, this is a synergy that I have never played, but there is a couple players in my playgroup that have been playing the synergy, and they've been saying it's a hidden gem. They've been saying it's amazing, and that I have to make a video and take a look at the combo. So I took a look at the combo, and it actually makes sense. It's just not obvious at first. But this combo seems really, really strong, and hopefully I'll be able to get some games in with the combo. Okay, so how does it work? So we have Wildfire, which is a fast damage tempo control spirit. Now the transforming aspect changes that right innate from becoming straight blight healing to a supportive tool that can remove multiple blight. Now, how does that factor in with Snake? Now, Snake is, I'm going to do a couple things for Wildfire. First, Snake has Elemental Aegis, and Aegis is this AoE defend, and it allows Snake to cover multiple lands for Wildfire. So, depending on whatever the Explorer is, so we ended up getting Sands. So, Sands is probably one of the, it's actually probably the worst Explorer here. But let's imagine I instead got Mountain, which I didn't get there or there, so it was our last draft. But okay, so let's say we got Mountain here, and all of a sudden now I can put my presence here, and I can defend 1, 2, 3, and 4. So being able to use that Aegis to cover multiple lands for Wildfire, basically keeping that blight budget large. Now, in addition, Wildfire is a little bit constrained on its innates. Yes, you can get these innates, but the innates are kind of gated by 2 and 3 plays. Well, Snake can solve that, and Snake can solve that with Gift of Flowing Power, giving extra card plays to Wildfire, or with Absorb Essence, giving Wildfire that energy it needs, and then also that single element which can be needed for the 3 plant, which is huge. This 3 plant threshold is massive, or any of the thresholds on this right innate. Now, what is Wildfire going to do for Snake? Wildfire is just going to do the transforming innate. That's it. So for Snake, you're going to be able to cycle out one of your cards. Likely it will be one of the cards you draft. You then get an element. Now, this element, unfortunately, it's not able to enable those proliferations because usually Snake is 2 elements off. Let me showcase what I'm talking about, and that's because you're missing the plant. So if I'm playing Absorb, Essence, and Aegis, and usually if I look like this, and I have the any as a plant, and then I have the any from transforming, you'll see that I'm exactly 1 earth off. So I'm still an extra element off. I would need to have draft a tri-element card or just another support effect. So it sucks that the transforming innate doesn't enable that proliferation here. But I mean that would just make the combo even more absurd. But no, so it doesn't do that. But it's going to still give that element, which could be nice for fixing for the right innate for that fear and damage, or trying to get that left innate a little bit easier. But most importantly, it's going to allow Snake to replace Blight with Badlands. So you're healing Blight from both spirits, and Snake is going to have a huge energy income. Usually Snake has plenty of energy because you're reclaim looping these 2 cards, which means if you're hitting this transforming, it means you're healing a Blight every turn, adding a Badlands, and then, oh look, your right innate is dealing a ton of damage with this top tier. So now you can do an extra point of damage because of that Badlands. And then most likely, Wildfires could be hitting that final tier of this innate, which allows both spirits to replace explorers with beasts. So you're stopping builds. So essentially, what Snake is doing is it's fixing this innate. It's allowing Wildfire to hit this innate more consistently and earlier on. And then it's also just giving Wildfire extra energy with Absorb, with the left innate of Snake, or with different cards. And then it's just boosting up Wildfire to be this absolute monster. Like Snake is a very strong spirit, as you guys have seen, or at least read in my posts. And Wildfire transforming is a decently strong spirit. I put it in mid B tier. Combo the 2, and you have a S tier combo. So a lot of times with Wildfire, like I don't know the exact openings and how I would play this, but usually, well, with Snake, usually what you do is you go bottom track, you choose the presence and usually the card gain and energy, and you play either flowing power or not flowing power. You either play primordial deeps or absorb essence, and then from there, if you played absorb essence, you would reclaim, and you'd play absorb essence and Aegis. And sometimes you do absorb essence turn one because that upgrades the defense a little bit earlier. But also, I mean, Gift of Primordial Deeps should not be understated how good this effect is. And then after you get the two plays with Snake, you then start going top track for the any, just very standard Snake play. And then Wildfire builds, you always want to go to at least the two plays first. So you want to go bottom track, then bottom track, and then you can either flex to the second fire or the three plays. Sometimes you can get very greedy and go to the top fire, but I find that that tends to blight a little bit too much. So one of the things that you can do here is like, let's say, let me just play it out. Like I said, I've never even played the combo, but in theory, it seems very powerful. And then I've also been told by players that I trust that it's really busted. So let me play out the first few turns. So place the presence. I choose to gain energy in a power card. And well, there's Gift of Constancy. Unfortunately, that's on the wrong spirit, but we'll grab it anyway. And we'll play our Primordial Deeps. And then let's say Wildfire, they go presence from bottom track. They use the special rule to stop a build. And then let's say they play, let's say they get energy here. 1, 2, 3. They play their one card. They use Primordial Deeps. And they ended up getting Flow Down River. I'd probably just grab this because it's a free 0-cost card that I can play instantly and then use this to generate tempo. Also, it's really cool. I can use it to push this blade and do some really neat things. But yeah, I would probably grab Flow. I'd also play Flow. Go. And then time would pass. And then at this point, I would go bottom track again, getting that 2 plays. I'd play, just for the sake of this game, I'll play my 2 cards here. Snake will choose the energy, place a presence, and then they'll play flowing, or not flowing power, absorb essence and Aegis. And what's really cool here is when you absorb Wildfire, you actually can take that extra presence on the triple stack. So that awkward presence that you start with, it's just given up for free. Wildfire would then get an energy off absorb, which is huge. They would then get an element, and then Snake would be able to upgrade that Aegis to defend 3 because it's defend 2 plus 1 for all of the markers over here, or all of the presence here. Now look at here. So normally Wildfire can't hit this innate on this turn because you need the 4 fire. So if you don't have elemental support, you're gated. You can't get transforming innate until turn 3. But look, because of the absorb essence, Wildfire can get an extra element. So now Wildfire gets that fire, and boom, now we can immediately get that next tier of this innate. So let's say let's do it. So let's get that that innate here. Let's say we grab I don't know. Let's grab Elusive Ambushes. I'm not a Wildfire player. And I had to forget a card. So let's say I forgot this card. As you guys can see, I forgot the I said I'm not a Wildfire player and I forgot the card. So I finally forgot it. I gained the card and then I get in any. Let's say I grabbed the Earth. Boom. Now I'm hitting the Blight Healing innate on both spirits. And now also Snake can do the same. So in this case, Snake would I don't know what they would do. They would let's say they forget Primordial Deeps. I don't know. They get a card. They get a plant from that top tier. Now both spirits are getting the energy, and then now both spirit. Well, they'll get that in the slow, and then both spirits will pay the energy to remove 2 blight off the board. And I actually forgot to get 3 energy for absorb essence for Snake. But yeah, and then in the slow, both spirits are going to get an extra energy. Boom, and boom. So like, as you guys can see, just this combo is very strong. And I know I'm not showing a gameplay video here. Maybe I will down the road. But this seems like a very, very strong combo. Like, you're hitting this every turn. Perfect consistency. Like, even Wildfire's bad reclaim turns, Snake can just, here's Gift of Flowing Power, or here's an extra card gain, or here's Absorb Essence. Like, it can do, it could really complement Wildfire's weaknesses, and it's also like I said, it's removing all of that blight. So you're really like, yes, you're a blight spirit, but you're really not. So a very cool combo, and I'm excited to play it in the future.